Yesterday, Bastian Buus became the latest driver to become a first-time winner in the Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. He missed being the youngest ever winner by just 5 days. That title still belongs to Thomas Preining, but he was the first Danish winner in the series in 10 years. And he starts 6th on the grid for this race 2 of the weekend. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Imola. We are at the Autodromo Internazionale Enzo e Dino Ferrari to give it its full title. We're about 40 kilometers east of Bologna in the absolutely glorious sunshine. And that man there, Luke Hartog, was the man who stole so many headlines yesterday. He started from pole position. He led all the way until the absolute closing stages of the race, locking up a tyre in the last 5 minutes and surrendering the lead. It was a philosophical Luke Hartog after the race yesterday, but he's got the chance to do it all again today as he starts on the front row. But the man alongside him is the other man who stole the headlines yesterday, Larry 10 Forder. He's on pole position today. He had an incident. He got together with Michael Imola in yesterday's race. He spun, dropped all the way back to 15th place and made it back to 3rd place. An astonishing drive from Larry 10 Forder. It's double Dutch on the front row of the grid. The two Dutch drivers, 10 Forder and Luke Hartog, will be leading the way. That man there, Michael Imola, was the driver who got together with Larry 10 Forder, and he received a drive-through penalty for his troubles and finished a long way down the order yesterday, coming home in 19th place and out of the points. There is the man who took the top step of the podium yesterday, Bastian Buus. He was just there waiting, putting the pressure on, and it was he who got past Luke Hartog to take that win. And it was an amazing race, one that we will all remember for a very, very long time. Ariel Levi is on the grid. He's received a 5-place grid drop, as has Richard Wagner. That's because of contact in yesterday's race. One of the other drivers that was under investigation, Maurice Schuring, that car there for SSR Huber Racing. As we finished our broadcast yesterday, he was still under investigation for cutting across a corner, but the stewards have taken a look at that and they have decided that it was an unavoidable collision, so he holds on to his position, which is 5th place, and a great drive from him yesterday as well. So that is the parish notices. The only other one, Sebastian Framert, who lines up, we saw yesterday, he had an awful lot of damage to the front of that car, and his team worked all night to change the front end of that Porsche, getting about 30 minutes sleep. They paid for bed and breakfast. They only got breakfast. So Sebastian Framert, who is starting in this race from a little bit further back down the grid, he has got a lot of work to do, starting from the 9th row. But his team have worked all night and they'll be fast asleep in the garage by now, I should think. So good to have him back on the grid. You can see that the weather conditions are absolutely perfect. We are at the Imola circuit, a legendary circuit, as we look at Huub van Eindhoven, one of the rookie drivers this year. And to give you the update on the rookie championship, Eindhoven is just 15 points off the lead. That man there, Lorcan Hanafin, is now just 2 points off the lead of the rookie championship. Alex Fack is looking over his shoulder. He came into this event with an 11-point lead in the rookie championship. That is now down to 2 points, and Lorcan Hanafin starts ahead of him on the grid and will be looking to leave Imola as the championship leader in the rookie championship. In the overall championship, Lauren Heinrich continues his dominance, 39 points ahead of Dylan Pereira. Bastian Boost jumps up 3 positions to 3rd place in the championship, 42 points back from Heinrich. Maurice Schering is also 3rd in the championship. He's tied with Bastian Boost. Larry Tenford, a defending champion, is 5th in the championship standings. Luke Hartog is 6th. Larry Tenford looking to become the first driver to ever win 3 Porsche Carrera Cup Germany titles. He is in a great position to do that and to get his championship back on track, starting from pole position. And it would be a brave man who bets against him after that drive yesterday. The formation lap is underway at the Imola circuit, a circuit that is 4.9 kilometers around. That's about 3 miles, 19 turns. 9 to the right and 10 to the left. And rather unusually, the cars run in an anti-clockwise direction. It is the first of 3 rounds where the cars run anti-clockwise. There is the grid. Larry Tenford and Luke Hartog on the front with Dylan Pereira, Lauren Heinrich, then Michael Ammuller, Bastian Boost, Rudy van Buren, Maurice Schering and Lucas Grunewald and Jesse van Kuijk. And that is the first 5 rows of the grid. Next up, it'll be the 6th row, Max van Splunteren and Huub van Eindhoven alongside Lucas Ertel and Dan van Kuijk. Alex Vack finds himself alongside Lorcan Hanafin, his main title challenger in the Rookie Championship, with Sebastian Freymet, Alex Tauscher, Jan Seifert and Carlos Rivas. Those are the first 20 cars on the grid. Then Harold Prochik, he had a bad day yesterday. Kim Hauschild, good to welcome here visiting instead of Holger Harmsen, who's still injured. Ariel Levy and Georgi Donchev, Jan-Erik Sloot and Jonas Greif, Ahmad Al-Shahab and Zoran Spreng, and Richard Wagner, courtesy of that grid penalty towards the back of the grid, and Christoph Langer also there. Yuka Honkavori also having a weekend to forget. So this is Imola. It is round 3 of an 8-round championship. That is the 6th race, and there are 16 races in total this season. The cars now on their formation lap and getting heat into the tyres and into the brakes. The conditions are absolutely perfect. It has been scorching hot here all week. It was very hot yesterday, and tyre degradation may well become a very big issue in this race. It is a 30-minute race plus 1 lap, and looking after the car, looking after the tyres will be absolutely vital. The GP Elite team looking on as their man, Larry Tenford, makes his way to the front of the grid. Larry Tenford has had a fair challenge this year. He has yet to take his first win. This is his best opportunity yet. He's had a couple of 3rd places, but this will be his best opportunity to take the top step of the podium here at Imola. But Luke Hartog looking to make up from the disappointment of yesterday. Keep an eye on Dylan Pereira, who will be starting 3rd on the grid. And he is a driver who has got a point to prove, having received a grid drop yesterday. He wants to score good points today. So we're waiting for the last few cars just to line up at the back of the pack. There is Yuka Honkavori, who was in all sorts of problems yesterday, and also received a 0 points for a Red Bull Ring last time out as well. Right, the green flag is showing at the back. We're waiting for the 5 red lights to go out. They go out very quickly indeed, and it's Larry Tenford who steps off pole position, but here comes Hartog around the outside. The 2 cars running side by side into Tamburello. Now who's going to have the line? It's Larry Tenford. Hartog slotting back into 2nd place. 3rd is Dylan Pereira. It looks like Lauren Heinrich is up to 4th place. So the rest of the cars filing through the Tamburello corner, but Luke Hartog is now challenging Larry Tenford. The first 2 just breaking away slightly. The rest of the cars coming through Villeneuve chicane, and here we head along towards the first lap. On its way is Larry Tenford, who goes quite deep into the corner. Hartog there. It was a good challenge from him as they went into Tamburello, but he couldn't quite make it stick, and that's one of the Allied racing cars onto the grass. I think that was Alex Tauscher. Bastian Boost, the other, of course, still very much at the front of the pack and in that queue of cars. It is 30 minutes of racing plus 1 lap ahead of us. That's Rudy van Buren, and he is challenging Max van Splunteren. So, waiting for the cars just to settle down a bit. This first lap, the best opportunity to overtake, but also the best opportunity to throw it all away. Here come the leaders through. And that is Maurice Schering once again getting his elbows out. It goes very wide. Maurice Schering rejoins. So a driver who is not scared to get stuck into the action. Maurice Schering there a little bit further down the order. He's trying to work his way forward from his starting position down in 8th place. So it looks like all of the cars have made it around the first part of the first lap, and down onto the pit straight we come. It's Larry Tenforder who leads the way from Luke Hartog. Hartog not letting him get away though. He really wants to take the top step of the podium. He's looking for his first win in Porsche Carrera Cup Germany, and he feels as though yesterday's was snatched away, and he really wants to make up for that today. So the rest of the cars streaming through. Mikael Ammermuller now under pressure from Bastian Boost, a driver who has so much confidence, and that has been boosted further by that win yesterday. Harold Brochik, who was involved in an incident and didn't finish yesterday's race, making his way through the pack as well. And Bastian Boost looking to the inside of Mikael Ammermuller. Ammermuller just shuts the door on him. Now the best overtaking opportunity is down on the pit straight as the cars head towards Tamburello under fairly heavy braking. The rest of the circuit not providing loads of opportunities for overtaking, although nobody told Larry Tenforder that yesterday, did they? So he leads the way with Luke Hartog in 2nd, Dylan Pereira in 3rd, and Lauren Heinrich, the championship leader, in 4th place. And Lauren Heinrich, who has not finished lower than 2nd place in any race this year, wants to keep that record going. So keep an eye on the number 3 car as he tracks the leaders. So Larry Tenford has just broken away a little bit now, about 7/10 of a second. And Luke Hartog got his mirrors full of Dylan Pereira. And Dylan Pereira, who received the 5th-place grid drop yesterday as a result of an accumulation of penalty points and reprimands. He was not too chuffed about it, and really wants to score good points and get after his main championship rival, Lauren Heinrich. He needs to stay in front of him on the track, of course. So look at the gap that Larry Tenforder has now opened up, and he was a man on a mission yesterday. He knows his way around this circuit. This is the first time that Porsche Carrera Cup Germany has been to Imola in 30 years, but of course those that were in the Mobil 1 Super Cup will have been here earlier on in the year, although it was in very wet conditions, so very different conditions. We have an investigation underway involving Maurice Schering and Lucas Groeneveld. We saw Schering going wide, and Yuka Honkavori's weekend continues to go from bad to worse. The number 40 car is into the pits. Let's have another look at the start, and from up above, and you can see that Bastian Boost moves across to try and block, I think it was Rudy van Buren on the side of him, and Luke Hartog came so close to getting the jump on Larry Tenforder, and had he beaten him into Tamburello, it might have been a very different story for the opening lap of this race. Larry Tenforder bumping across the curbs, the rest of the cars coming through. Now this is the incident that's under investigation. Maurice Schering going wide, Huub van Eindhoven also another running wide, and doing well to keep it out of the fence. So just looking for any update on the incident, and it was involving Lucas Groeneveld. And Schering did go very wide towards the wall, kept it all together. So Maurice Schering now in 8th place, and ahead of him is Max van Splunteren. The battle between Mikael Ammermuller continues, and that is Wagner once again in all sorts of problems. So Richard Wagner, and he's into the gravel trap. Now what has happened there? He was in all sorts of dramas yesterday, and he just goes wide out onto the gravel. He keeps the power on. Does he keep it out of the fence? Well, just about really, didn't he? So he rejoins. Pleased to say, we don't need a safety car, but he, needless to say, has dropped to the 30th position. And apart from Yukon Gavori, he is now running in last place. Our leader is Larry Tenforder, 1.3 seconds clear of Luke Hartog. Dylan Pereira in third place. Lauren Heinrich, well, fourth place for him. He'll be thoroughly disappointed with that, although many would take that. Michael Amamola in fifth place. And Bastian Boos, who is monstering him, in sixth place. Seventh is Max van Splunteren, Rudy van Buren, the fastest gamer, in eighth place. And then Morris Schuring down to ninth and Lucas Groneveld in 10th. But this is the battle that we want to see. Michael Amamola, the veteran of Porsche Carrera Cup Germany and Porsche Mobil 1 Super Cup, and the young charger who has the audacity to come through and get his elbows out, Bastian Boos in the number 99 Allied car. And that's Sebastian Framer taking a little trip across the gravel. His team will be holding their breath. Of course, they did the all-nighter to put a brand new front end on that car. And with the new 992 Porsche, you can actually put a new front end on the car, but it took them all night to do it. And it would be really good if he could bring that home and score some points with it. He's currently in 19th place. So a bit of dust thrown up in the air. The car's using every little bit of this circuit, the Imola circuit, and what a spectacular circuit it is too. Luke Hartog, Dylan Pereira, Lauren Heinrich. This is the fight for second, third and fourth, running together on the track. Larry Tenforder has opened up the gap to about 2 seconds. And he is stretching his legs at the front. As we've said before, tyre degradation is an issue in Carrera Cup Germany, and making the tyres go the distance, not taking too much out of them too early on, is absolutely critical. In yesterday's race, Larry Tenforder, well, how he came through from 15th to finish third is really exceeded all expectations. And now from the front of the pack, he is going to take a bit of stopping from there. Bastian Boos still challenging Michael Amamola, flashing the lights, but not finding a route past now as they head on to the pit straight in a few moments. That will be his best opportunity to pick up a slipstream and pass. They're heading towards Rivazza at the moment. Rivazza 1, and then round on to Rivazza 2. Getting a good exit out of this corner is important. Has Rudy van Buren. Also has Morris Schuring filling his mirrors. Let's take a look at the Rookie Championship. Huub van Eindhoven is the leading rookie at the moment. Alex Fack is ahead of his main championship rival in the Rookie Championship, Lorcan Hanafin. And that is the 1, 2, 3 in the rookies. There's Framer, a replay of his little adventure across the gravel. He keeps it going, and it doesn't look as though there has been too much damage done there. Although he would have dragged an awful lot of gravel onto the track, and his tyres will take a long time to get cleaned up again. Look at Hartog chucking the car over the curbs, and that is Dylan Pereira also taking a bit of a shortcut across the curbs. We keep an eye on our timing screens because track limits have been an issue all the way through this weekend in free practice and in qualifying. And any drivers that are seen to gain any kind of advantage from exceeding track limits are being penalised. And I have to say our stewards have been pretty ruthless with that, taking no prisoners and just saying track limits are track limits. You saw that Larry Tenforder is the fastest man on the track at the moment, and he continues to lead the way in this race ahead of Luke Hartog, then Dylan Pereira and Lauren Heinrich. There's the lead that Tenforder has, and he is showing the kind of pace that he did yesterday once again, leaving the others, well, very much in a different class. Luke Hartog in second, still looking for that elusive first win in Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. He was spectacular at Red Bull Ring last time out. He got a third place, so stood on the podium, and he got a fourth and got a sixth place. And it was a fourth place yesterday, of course, from that pole position. There's Alex Tauscher, the number 13 car. And he is currently running down in 18th place, and he is under pressure from Jan Seifert in the number 98 car. So the Allied Racing Porsches very much in the wars here at Imola. And somebody who's been off, there's a bit of dust in the air, and again, drivers just using every part of the track. The Porsche Carrera Cup car is so strong and is able to be taken over the curbs. Unlike a lot of other categories, you can really drive these cars into the curbs, get them up onto two wheels and bounce around and really take everything out of them. They build these cars incredibly strong. And Larry ten Voorde continues to lead the way. So our leading rookie is Huub van Eindhoven. He is currently 12th on the track. Alex Vaak is 14th place. He's the second in the rookies, and in 15th place on the track, Lorcan Hanafin, and he really wants to get past his Vaak Autotech teammate and get to the top of the rookie standings. In the Pro-Am Championship, the leader is Carlos Rivas in that car there, with the most amazing livery you've ever seen on a racing car. Really worth seeing close up if you get the chance. He's running 20th on the track. Harold Prochik is behind him. Second in the Pro-Am category is Jan-Erik Sloten for Iron Force Racing by Phoenix, and Sloten is 22nd on the track, and you can see him there in the background. So it's a packed house here that are looking on, as indeed are the teams. There's another of the Iron Force Racing Porsches, and that is the one of Dylan Pereira, the main championship challenger to Lauren Heinrich. At the moment, Heinrich is behind him, and if he can keep it like that, he will close in on the championship. But Heinrich, coming into this event, has really found himself very high up in the championship standings and has got a very healthy lead this early on in the season. So Heinrich 39 points ahead of that man there that he's challenging, and Dylan Pereira driving for all he's worth to keep the new Porsche Junior behind him. And of course Heinrich having that position of Porsche Junior for 2022, and it really has elevated him to a different level. Lauren Heinrich, who has been there or thereabouts, picking up race wins and challenging for the last couple of years, but this year has come out of the traps like a different man and has absolutely dominated proceedings, with a second place being his lowest finish of the year so far. So he is looking to get past Pereira and keep that record going. Larry ten Voorde still at the front, nearly 3 seconds is his lead. Maurice Scheuring, Rudy van Buren, and Buren putting the pressure on to Scheuring. That is for 8th place, and I wonder whether Maurice Scheuring might have got some issues as a result of that little excursion. But once again, Groeneveld is getting involved as well. Along the pit straight they come, and Rudy van Buren pulling to the side and in front of Maurice Scheuring. Now wondering whether he might have damaged the splitter in that incident where he ran off the track. Lucas Groeneveld also following through, and Maurice Scheuring doesn't appear to have the kind of pace that he normally has. He gives Groeneveld the squeeze. Groeneveld backs out of it and drops in behind, and one of the GP Elite cars also getting involved as well. That is Van Kuijk and Huub van Eindhoven also in there in the green car. So Maurice Scheuring locking up into the corner, and that is going to flat spot his tyres, and that is going to do them absolutely no good at all. Maurice Scheuring, Lucas Groeneveld, these two have been going at it hammer and tongs for the entire duration of this race. And under braking, it looks like Groeneveld is going to find a route through, although Maurice Scheuring goes wide. The two cars run side by side on the exit of the corner, and Groeneveld has to give way. Maurice Scheuring holding on for all he's worth. And now Groeneveld locks up a tyre as well. He runs wide off the circuit. All of this is allowing Rudy van Buren up ahead of them to open up a gap and pull away. So Scheuring and Groeneveld, this feels like a real emotional battle between the two of them, because they are the two cars that got together early on in the race and are still under investigation by the race stewards, and they may yet have some more investigations after this. Behind them, Jesse van Kuijk. and Hub van Eindhoven. And then this is the rookie championship battle. Alex Fack with Lorcan Hanafin. The British driver challenging Alex Fack ahead of him. He wants to get past him. And now he picks up the slipstream along the pit straight. Behind them is Dan van Koyk. But the two Fack Autotech cars running together. Now keep an eye on Hanafin. He has been getting better and better with every race in Carrera Cup Germany. He was the runner-up last year in Porsche Carrera Cup Great Britain. And he has really found his feet in this series. It's forced him to up his game, and that is exactly what he's doing as he looks to challenge for the top of the standings in the Rookie Championship. A driver getting his championship very much back on track, if he can keep it as it is Larry Tenforder. Now it's more than 3 seconds over Luke Hartog in second place. Dylan Pereira still in third. Lauren Heinrich in fourth. Mikael Ammermuller in fifth. And Bastian Boos in sixth. Not an easy circuit to overtake out here at Imola. But Larry Tenforder certainly knows how to find a route past when he needs to. He certainly doesn't need to at the moment because he has an open track ahead of him. Maurice Schering, Lucas Grunewald still fighting over that 9th place. And every last point counts here. There's Hub van Eindhoven, another of the rookies, another of the talent pool. And we have 8 drivers who are part of the Porsche talent pool, and they are coached and mentored by former Porsche works driver Wolf Hensler, and they have been real stars. Here are 2 more of the talent pool, Alex Fack and Lorcan Hanafin, up-and-coming stars in Porsche Carrera Cup. And now Van Koyk is also with them. So if Lorcan Hanafin challenges Alex Fack, he does stand the risk of losing a position to Dan van Koyk, and that's going to allow Fack just to stretch his legs at the front. Hanafin just behind. Van Koyk looks to the inside of Hanafin. Not a place to overtake, so they bump across the chicane. Fack still at the front of that particular battle. Lorcan and Hanafin now with his mirrors full of Jesse van Koyk, Dan van Koyk, picking up a bit of curb out wide, and that has allowed Alex Fack just to break free because Lorcan Hanafin suddenly is having to defend from the number 27 car. And now to the inside, Van Koyk sees a gap. Hanafin moves across to close the door on him and holds on to that position. A really intense battle. Alex Fack just slowly pulling clear of this particular battle. So Alex Fack's in 14th, Hanafin in 15th, and Dan van Koyk in 16th place. So very much as you were at the moment, but suddenly with Van Koyk there, Hanafin is having to drive defensively rather than putting all of his efforts into overtaking the car in front, and it looked like Hanafin locked a tyre up into the corner. I saw a bit of smoke then, and I think that came from the Lorcan Hanafin car, and Alex Fack has been able just to break away from this fight and move up the road towards Lucas Oertel, who is running in 13th place. And it's good to see Lucas Oertel having a bit better luck here because he has had 3 non-finishes in the last 3 races, and he's desperate to pick up some points after what has been a very difficult period of time for him. The Van Koyk car, just see the hood of the car just flapping slightly in the breeze, and Hub van Eindhoven behind Jesse van Koyk, the brother of Dan. And Jesse van Koyk up in 11th place. Hub van Eindhoven in 12th. Lucas Oertel behind them in 13th. Now somebody has exceeded track limits. And Christoph Langer, another of the Fack Autotech cars, taking a little trip across the grass. And you saw that bollard lying on its side. And anyone need a remnants of a bollard? New bollards, please, umpire. And of course, the stewards are looking at that. And if that bollard moves, it may well be that they will bring in a penalty for track limits. And we've got no penalties appearing on the timing screens at the moment, so it's very much as you were. And it's Larry Tenforder who leads Luke Hartog by 3.3 seconds. We've got a little under 9.5 minutes plus 1 lap of this race remaining. Dylan Pereira continues in third, Lauren Heinrich in fourth, Mikael Ammermuller in fifth, Bastian Boos in sixth place. And Boos still not finding a route past Mikael Ammermuller. So things just settling down a little as we see Rudy Van Buren and Maurice Scheuring, who's dropped back. Lucas Grunewald still behind Maurice Scheuring. And that's Ahmed Al-Shihab doing a little bit of rallycross as well. And it looks like the splitter survived, if nothing else, and bounces across the gravel, keeps it going. Of course, you come to a stop in the gravel, you ain't getting going again, and that would bring out a safety car. So we're very grateful to Ahmed Al-Shihab, keeping it going and rejoining. So, less than 8.5 minutes of this race remaining. It's Larry Tenforder leading the way by about 3.5 seconds from Luke Hartog. Luke Hartog doesn't appear to have anything that he can bring to the table on the Team GP Elite Porsche. And that elusive first win just seeming a little out of reach once again. Dylan Pereira in the last of the podium positions. Those are the 1, 2, 3 running together. The fastest man on the track continues to be Larry Tenforder, the rookie championship. It's Huub van Eindhoven, who's the leading rookie. Alex Fack in 13th, the second place rookie, and Lucas Oertel, who's found a route past Lorcan Hanafin. So Hanafin down to 15th place, and Dan Van Koyk in 16th place. So Alex Fack has actually got past Lucas Oertel rather than Lucas Oertel getting past Lorcan Hanafin. So Alex Fack, the driver who is moving forwards at the moment and has found some real pace. Another driver who's found some pace is the Lauren Heinrich car as he's closed in on Dylan Pereira. So Heinrich looking to move forwards, wants to get himself on the podium. Here they come, lining him up, tracking his every move, under braking into the corner and getting ready for the send as they come out onto the pit straight in a few moments. So Dylan Pereira holding on to third place just, but Lauren Heinrich looking quicker than ever. So Dylan Pereira just holding on to that position at the moment. And Dylan Pereira, you see him just using the curbs, and that is how Lauren Heinrich closed up on him. Dylan Pereira going wide off the circuit and rejoining, and that is the replay of Christoph Langer also locking up and going off onto the grass. Soren Spreng, he is in the number 5 car. He's down in 28th position. Another driver who is struggling with grip and goes wide onto the gravel, keeps the car moving. And Soren Spreng continues towards the back of the pack. So Dylan Pereira, after that little moment, regathers himself, keeps Lauren Heinrich behind. Mikael Ammermuller keeps Bastian Boos behind. So Luke Hartog is running very much on his own in second place at the moment. Dylan Pereira behind him. And the Ammermuller and Boos fight that has been raging all race long continues. Can Bastian Boos, yesterday's winner, the first time he has won in Carrera Cup Germany, can he get past Mikael Ammermuller, who is looking to make up for what was a disappointing day yesterday? He's returned to Porsche Carrera Cup Germany in 2022 after a couple of years off. And whilst he's been away, all these pesky young chargers have come up through the ranks and are starting to challenge the old school, and Bastian Boos being one of them, and Boos going very wide out of the corner. And that will have got a lot of dirt onto his tyres. He would have lost a little bit of grip there, and it will take him a little while just to clean those tyres up. There's Alex Fack, who has broken away. Now Lucas Oertel coming under pressure from Lorcan Hanafin. So Lucas Oertel, who really just wants to score points today. Lorcan Hanafin in 15th place. And he needs to get past Lucas Oertel. He needs to score those points in the Rookie Championship to close in on Alex Fack. That's what he's been doing over the last few races, closing in on that championship leader. But at the moment, his main rival in the Rookie Championship is ahead of him and ahead of Lucas Oertel. So Lucas Oertel in 14th place on the road. Lorcan Hanafin tracking him. And Oertel just driving kind of fairly conservatively, trying to defend that position, and Hanafin looking more and more impatient as he tries to find a route past. So the leading cars fairly spaced out at the moment. Is Larry Tenforder still 3.4 seconds ahead of Luke Hartog. There's Jesse van Kooijk and Huub van Eindhoven. And the Van Eindhoven car with Van Kooijk in 11th, Van Eindhoven in 12th. Ahead of them, it's Maurice Schuring and Lucas Groneveld. Their battle has also settled down a bit. So Huub van Eindhoven, another of the rookie challengers, and he is just 15 points off the lead in the rookie standings, and he is ahead of Alex Fack and the leading rookie in this race. The leading Pro-Am driver continues to be Carlos Rivas, and he is running in 19th place. Mikael Ammermuller in 5th. Bastian Boos has dropped back. The challenge has subsided for the time being. And Ammermuller continuing in that 5th place. So very much as you were at the moment. A lot of the drivers just settling for where they're at, but we still have less than 2.5 minutes plus 1 lap of this race remaining, and anything could happen. Ammermuller once again with Bastian Boos closing in on him. Now Bastian Boos doesn't really back off for anything or anyone. As they head in towards Rivazza. And Bastian Boos once again lining up Mikael Ammermuller. Along the pit straight they come. He's too far back to make a challenge. And Mikael Ammermuller holds on to that 5th place towards Tamburello. And then out of Tamburello up towards Villeneuve. And then it'll be up towards Tosa. Max van Splunteren just passing through your picture. Rudy Van Buren, a solid 8th place for him. So conditions perfect here. It's the Imola Autodromo, the Enzo and Dino Ferrari for this, which is race 6 of this 16 race season for the Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. Is Larry Tenforder leading the way. He took the lead of this race at the very start, despite a challenge from Luke Hartog into Tamburello on the opening lap. He held off that challenge and then opened up a gap at the front. 4.2 seconds over Luke Hartog. And Luke Hartog looking for what I think will be his best result in Porsche Carrera Cup Germany if he can bring it home in 2nd place, and will go some way to making up for the disappointment from yesterday. In 3rd place, Dylan Pereira. And in 4th, Lauren Heinrich. And we haven't had a race this year where Lauren Heinrich has not finished on the podium. And he will not be happy about that. And then behind Heinrich, the battle that we have been following all race long, Mikael Ammermuller and Bastian Boos. Here comes our race leader. And there is the 2nd place, Hartog. 3rd place, Pereira, Heinrich, Ammermuller and Bastian Boos. So to remind you, in Carrera Cup racing, it's a timed race of 30 minutes and then 1 lap added on. So the clock has struck 0, and very shortly they will be on to the last lap. So Mikael Ammermuller, is there anything that he can do, or Bastian Boos, is there anything he can do to get past Mikael Ammermuller? Here comes our race leader once again. 2nd place, Luke Hartog, a good solid drive from him. 3rd place, Dylan Pereira. And this, if things remain as they are, will close the championship up. Coming into this race, it was Heinrich at the top, Pereira in second, Boos in third, and Schuring also in third, and Larry Tenforder behind them. Bastian Boos jumping up those 3 places in the point standings as a result of that amazing win yesterday. Here comes Larry Tenforder, the closing stages of this race. So the incidents that we've seen, and there's one that is involving Lucas Oertel and Lorcan Hanafin, that will be investigated after the race has finished. But the focus now on the Dutch driver who has been leading the way from the very beginning. And Larry Tenforder back out along the pit straight to start the last lap. Luke Hartog looking for his best result in Carrera Cup Germany in second place. Dylan Pereira in third. And Lauren Heinrich in fourth. Mikael Ammuller in fifth. He's just got to hold off Bastian Boos for that last lap. I wouldn't put it past Bastian Boos to make a challenge in the absolute closing stages of this race. There is the leading rookie. It's Huub van Eindhoven in 12th place. Alex Fack has closed up in the background, but he's not going to find a route past, and Lorcan Hanafin is just behind him. So 1, 2, 3 in the rookies running together on the track. And Huub van Eindhoven can see Jesse Van Kooijk ahead of him. And Van Kooijk running in 11th place. So we're on to the last lap of this race. Not quite the level of drama that we saw yesterday, although Bastian Boos might have something to say about that, monstering Mikael Ammuller all the way, trying to force him into a mistake, but you've got to get up pretty early in the morning to force Ammuller into a mistake. Bastian Boos taking a little look to the outside. Surely he's not going to find a route past. At this point is a Bastian Boos alongside Ammuller onto the grass. Bastian Boos just keeps his foot planted in it. Mikael Ammuller has that racing line, a fairly opportunistic move from Bastian Boos into the corner and almost pushing him around, but across the line comes Larry Tenforder to win race 6 of the season for the Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. Ammuller onto the grass out of Rivazza, and Bastian Boos finds a route past. So we don't know how that happened, but Mikael Ammuller in the absolute closing stages of this race, out of the last corner, we saw him out on the grass. Bastian Boos comes through, as does Max van Splunteren. So Mikael Ammuller, having held that 5th place for the entire duration of the race, on the last corner drops down to P7. And Bastian Boos continues his impressive form, stealing the headlines. You can see the 2 cars running side by side there. And I wonder if Mikael Ammuller might have a feeling that all was not well. We're having a look at a replay here. And was there contact between them? Certainly Bastian Boos getting up onto 2 wheels and giving Ammuller a nudge. And I think Mikael Ammuller might just be a little bit grumpy about that as he takes to the gravel. And Bastian Boos steals that place away. And of course, Ammuller getting airborne out of the final corner. A little bit of contact from Bastian Boos. And whether the stewards have something to say about that, well, they are investigating it. It has flashed up as an incident to be investigated. So we'll wait and see whether there is any penalty that is going to be awarded. But no doubt about that man there, Larry Tenforder. He's led every single lap of this race, and this his first win of the season. He's waited to race 6 of the season before taking that first win, and he needs every point he can get. He came into this race 48 points behind the leader, Lauren Heinrich, and this will go some way towards closing that gap up. Alex Fack finished ahead of Lorcan Hanafin, and Huub van Eindhoven finished ahead of both of them. So that will have some fairly big implications on the rookie standings. And there is the Classified result: Larry Tenforder from Luke Hartog, Dylan Pereira, Lauren Heinrich, Bastian Boos, Max van Splunteren, Michael Ammuller, Rudy van Buren, Morris Schering and Lucas Groneveld. That is the top 10. And then 11th, Jesse van Kooijk, the leading rookie, Huub van Eindhoven in 12th, ahead of rookie Alex Vack and rookie Lorcan Hanafin in 12th, 13th, 14th. 15th, Dan van Kooijk, Lucas Erthel in 16th, having dropped back after a solid run. Ariel Levy in 17th, ahead of Carlos Rivas, and Rivas once again the winning Pro-Am driver, and he was 18th across the line. Then it was Jan Seifert, Harry Prochik in 20th, Jan-Erik Sluten, Georgi Donchev, Ahmad Al-Shahab, Jonas Greif, and then Richard Wagner, Soren Spreng, Sebastian Freeman, and then Christoph Langer, Alex Tauscher and Kim Hauschild in 30th place. There is the driver who has been utterly dominant in this race. An amazing job yesterday, coming back after that spin, and today has proven that that form is very much here to stay at the Imola circuit. Larry Tenforder taking the top step of the podium. So just looking at messages from race control, and the incident with Morris Schering and Lucas Groneveld early on has been investigated, and there will be no further action on that particular one. We will wait to see whether there is any further action as a result of that collision between Michael Ammuller and Bastian Boos. Those are the 1, 2, 3 in Parc Fermé, getting ready for what will be their podium ceremony. Luke Hartog receiving his best result in Carrera Cup Germany. Dylan Pereira, 3rd place for the number 94 car, added to yesterday's 7th place. It's a points haul, probably not as many as he wanted. In 2nd, Hartog. That's a great shot of him throwing the car across the sausage curbs. But it's a Dutch 1-2 because Larry Tenforder takes the top step of the podium. And may I remind you that the next round of Porsche Carrera Cup Germany will be in the Netherlands at the Zandvoort circuit, and with about 1/3 of the grid coming from the Netherlands, it really will be quite an event. The Dutch drivers looking to score well at their home race. None more so than that man there, the current champion in Carrera Cup Germany. He's a 2-time champion, looking to become the first driver to make it 3 this year. And there is that bollard that took an absolute beating. Great shots of the cars sliding and bumping across the curbing. We said it already, the Porsche build the cars incredibly strong, and they can really throw them across the curbs here. Fantastic shots, fantastic racing. So Dylan Pereira onto the podium to receive his 3rd place trophy. Luke Hartog onto the 2nd step of the podium, and he will be full of confidence before his home race next time around. But the top step of the podium going to the defending champion, Larry Tenforda taking his first win of the season. And now we're getting ready. Are we getting ready for the national anthem? Oh, we're going to welcome a member of the Team GP Elite. I think it's Torsten van Hasteren, the team manager, to the podium. Now the national anthem. The drivers stood in height order on the podium. You can see that Luke Hartog, a very tall pilot, towering above the other steps, receiving the trophy for third place from Huri Isaac from Porsche, the project manager, customer sport Porsche, presenting the trophies today to the 1, 2, 3. The second place trophy goes to Hartog. But his championship challenge is back on track. Larry Tenforda is back in the game. He's on the top step of the podium. For the first time this year, Lauren Heinrich is not on the podium. The championship standings are going to be closing in the rookie championship. Alex Fack, Lorcan Hanafin and Huub van Eindhoven running very much together. Carlos Rivas at the head of the Pro-Am Championship will have extended his lead further. The photos are taken in the glorious Italian sunshine here at Imola. And now the celebration starts to conclude race 6 of this 16 race season. From here, you haven't got long to wait, less than a week to be precise, because next week we are heading to the Netherlands, the home race for Larry Tenforda and for Luke Hartog. It will be Zandvoort from the 24th to the 26th of June. From there in August, we will head to the Nürburgring, and then to the Lausitz Ring, also in August, Sachsenring in September, and it all comes to a close in Hockenheim in October. But just a handful of days to wait before this battle resumes. It'll be in front of the home audience. Will Luke Hartog finally be able to get the top step of the podium? Will Larry Tenforda continue his closing in on the championship lead that Lauren Heinrich holds at the moment? Join us next week at Zandvoort for the next round of Porsche Carrera Cup Germany. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.